Hey, what's up, dudes and dudettes? Welcome to another episode of Cobra Kai Fandom. You know what? I think this week I'm gonna turn my guest and myself into cartoon characters, shall we? Let's try that. Yeah, better. Much better.
Wow, I look great. Wait, how did you get a picture? Was that you with the camera? I should have known from the baguette. It was you. Well, finally my fans get to see my true form. Oh, by the way, almost forgot. Welcome to another watch party. Just me and the Frenchman giving you what we believe Episode 4 of Season 3 will be about.
Originally planned as a business trip to Niigata, Miyagi, and Okinawa to try to save LaRusso Auto Group, all his plans changed when he found out Sato had passed away. So Daniel is staying at Chosen's house. First, we see Daniel slowly waking up, yawning and making his way to the shower, eyes halfway closed.
We cut to Chosen training with a couple of Sai. He's fast, his moves are brutal.
Daniel comes out of the shower and trips on his own suitcase. Cut to Chosen cutting some veg using the blade of his sai. His moves are efficient. Cut to Daniel still yawning.
Chosen wears a Hawaiian shirt and sees Daniel walk down the stairs dressed in black and ready for the funeral ceremony. Daniel wonders if he's overdressed for the occasion.
Chosen replies that he's fine, but that they're already done the Matsugo no Mitsu as well as the Tsuya, and that the last part of Sato's funeral yet to come is the Kokubetsu Chiki.
Daniel looks shocked as he wonders if he missed the funeral and got here too late. He's even more shocked because he came here for a business trip and didn't even know Sato had died. Right? I was running late the whole time to catch my flight. Did I actually miss something? Chosen explains that he's fine, but that the funerals in Japan are 3-day events. He explains, the first part, when we moisten the deceased lips with water and prepare the body. The following day, we have the wake, as you call it in America, where we sing and burn incense. Today's the third day, where Sato will receive his new ceremonial name.
Fascinating, says Daniel. It makes everything a lot easier. Chosen replies that everything has a meaning here. We have ceremonies for everything.
Daniel, it's wonderful and I still have so much to learn. Chosen replies, talking of ceremony, this afternoon after the Kokubetsu Shiki, Kumiko will take you out for tea. Daniel spits his coffee. Tea party with Kumiko? Why such reaction, Daniel? Daniel asks, let me ask, are you and Kumiko... Chosen doesn't see where this is going. Excuse me? He asks. I mean, are you married or something? No, I am her sensei. Karate sensei? Daniel asks. No, breathing exercise, not only for karate, but for life. Yes, I remember. Mr. Miyagi was always making sure I remembered that. And he was right. And he still has a lesson or two to teach you, I'm sure. Daniel is speechless. You coming here was no accident, Daniel.
Cut to, the priest is chanting a sutra and starts writing a name on ancient paper. Chosen leans towards Daniel and whispers, this is the Kenji, Sato's new name, preparing him for the afterlife. Daniel is listening, but looking at Kumiko dressed in black, very elegant, seated on the other side of the room, their eyes crossed. Immediately, Kumiko manages to bring her attention back to the ceremony. Cut to, Chosen pats Daniel on the back. I'll see you tonight. She'll take over. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Daniel smiles, a forced and awkward side smile.
Kumiko greets Daniel in a distant and respectful way. Are you ready, Daniel? Daniel is blushing, his eyes locked on Kumiko with sparkles in his eyes. Ready for what? Daniel replies. We're going to have tea, Daniel. Chosen should have told you. Tea? Daniel stutters. He did, yes. Sorry, I meant of course. Yes, I'm ready.
Cut to, Johnny is on a bus. A couple of thugs bother a young boy. Johnny does not interfere and gets off the next bus stop without having helped the bullied boy. Johnny walks towards Miguel's hospital. We see Johnny entering Miguel's hospital room. Miguel, what are you doing here, Sensei? They're super upset at you for taking me away the other night. And how did you manage to pass reception, Sensei? I have my ways, says Johnny. Miguel explains that if the nurses see him, they will kick him out. Johnny tells Miguel to get on his feet. Miguel explains that he can't. Johnny raises his voice and explains that nothing is impossible. It's all in the mind. LaRusso, for example, has no willpower like this. And Miguel asks Johnny if he could eventually avoid saying stuff behind Mr. LaRusso's back. Nurses walk in. Nurses, sir, you need to go right now or we'll call the police. Johnny comes super close to Miguel and whispers in his ear, I have a date next week. Miguel manages to say one last thing before Johnny leaves the hospital room pushed by the nurses. Miguel, I had fun last night. Johnny's in the corridor. And you haven't seen anything yet? Shh, patience, hush, Johnny. We see Miguel back on his hospital bed, smiling as Johnny's last phrase lingers.
Daniel and Kumiko are seated at an outside terrace next to beautiful Japanese gardens. Kumiko says, I don't know where to start. I know how. Tell me, is Chosen really your sensei? He does teach me how to breathe. Helps me for my dancing skills. Do you still dance? For Tokyo Banka Kaiken Theater, yes.
Daniel, Tokyo? Kumiko, Tokyo Ballet, yes. Daniel, you did it. I'm so proud of you. Kumiko, my dream became a reality. What about you, Daniel? Daniel, no, not exactly, no. Kumiko, do you still teach karate? Daniel, no, not exactly, no. Kumiko, how do you find your balance without it?
Daniel, I lost it. I mean, everyone looks to me for answers, and I'm spinning so much I can't tell which way is up. Kumiko shares one of the nightmares she used to have before going on stage for the Tokyo Ballet. A bad dream about losing control. Daniel understands too well what she means by that, and explains that he misses Mr. Miyagi, and his guidance with Kumiko replies, I think I can make it happen. Daniel even mistakes how old Mr. Miyagi was when they met. It's an amazing moment. Daniel and Kumiko's eyes lock as the waiter brings the tea. Daniel blushes.
His phone rings. Amanda's name appears on screen. Daniel, hi babe. Long silence. Yes. Sad, but beautiful. Yeah, they're taking care of me. I'm with old friends. Silence. Kumiko looks at Daniel deep in his eyes as he's talking to Amanda. Daniel, yeah, I'll call you when I get back to Chosen's house, okay? Love you. Daniel hangs up the phone. Kumiko, your wife, Daniel? Daniel, what's that? Kumiko, was this your wife? Daniel, no, I meant, what did you say before she called about Mr. Miyagi's guidance? Kumiko, oh yes, I was saying that I know a way for you to reconnect with his teachings, and I do know how you can hear his voice again.
There are other minor scenes back in the valley that we won't cover because we want to keep these videos short. But make sure to watch a couple of episodes on my channel that fully explain what I think will happen around the 4th and 5th episodes of Season 3. Links in the description below, and at the end of this episode as well.
I want to give a huge shout out to the one and only WatchParty, making me strive towards excellence, to quality content, brother. Thank you so much. Please, if you enjoyed this video and are not yet subscribed to WatchParty, please head over now and subscribe to get the best detective analysis on all things Cobra Kai. And if you want to help support this much smaller channel, Cobra Kai Fandom, then forward strike that like button, as my sensei would say. Subscribe with all notifications turned on by clicking on that little bell. And this week, I want to thank my Patreons, whom I like to think of as executive producers on this channel. Already, they have improved it by adding their feedback and input. Carl Messner, Sabrina, and Brett Westcott. Thank you guys so much. You mean the world to me. Wouldn't be possible without you. Stay tuned for our last breakdown of Season 3, Episode 5, which will also briefly cover the rest of the season all the way to the last mighty 90 seconds. And until next time, dudes and dudettes, live long and strike first. Kirk out.